everybody. Welcome back to the Fatal 12. Well, things are starting to get serious, as we knew they would eventually. We are in the week 7, which seems to be the time when things start ramping up. I don't have a whole lot to say since last video. Last video was kind of the breather episode, after all the action from the episode before. We've obviously met number 9. We've gotten a better idea about him. He has inserted himself as a major participant, finally. And we've started making some interesting alliances with Federico and Odette, of all people. Right now, 9 has just kind of inserted himself as the person who, well, whatever the reason, he seems to have a strong sense of justice, and he's just decided, well, he wants to survive. But if he's not going to survive, if he loses, then he can at least make sure that the villains don't survive. At least he wants someone to survive who deserves it. And right now, that's not Alan, and that's not number 4. Miharu is part of this little alliance as well, and she is trying to get everyone to prioritize getting number 4 out over Alan. And she has number 4's name card, which she has shared with everyone. She also has Alan's cause of death, which she has promised everyone once they get rid of you. Meanwhile, our poor girl, the protagonist, has just been a sad sack for the last few days, ever since Naomi passed away. Miharu obviously knows that if they get rid of number 4, Naomi will come back. Rinka probably knows that, but she doesn't seem to be acknowledging it right now. She's just too depressed, which is a shame. But I believe we're starting back with her immediately, so we're going to find out what action she decides to take. We're already halfway through the week. Last election, nobody was eliminated. And incidentally, that's why number 9 decided to make his move. I guess he was going to wait. He said he was going to wait until a week when there were no elections, and then that was going to be kind of indicative of the fact that people were starting to hit a wall as far as their research and trying to find out everyone's cards, which is why he's proposing this alliance now. However, Rankin needs to get up and do something, and number 4 not only wants to get voted out, but wants to be voted out by her, so I wonder if she's going to do it, and if it's going to cause a conflict next election. Is our little alliance going to figure out use 3 cards, and then go up against Rinka, who's going to insist on doing it? Does she, find her backbone? I guess we'll find out. Hopefully the audio is coming through a little bit better. For some reason, it is coming through kind of hot on the recording. I'm going to tone it down a shade just for this, but we'll see if that helps. I'm not using the new settings on the mic. They're all disabled. I literally moved the mic a foot away from my face and it got louder. Explain that to me. But hopefully it's not too jarring. Let's get into it. Like I said, we're back with our protag. We have literally just finished having our alliance meeting with Miharu, Odette, Federico, and Scale, which has got to be one of the dumbest names I've ever heard for an American character, but sure, why the hell not? I spent all of yesterday in my room. You spent the last 3 or 4 days in your room. There's no food left in the house, so I need to trudge over to the convenience store today. We've also indefinitely closed Lion House as of 2 episodes ago as well, so this is now just nothing. No school, no work, and it's raining outside. It's been raining ever since Naomi died. The rainy season just started, so there'll be plenty more in the days to come. Let me guess, it'll end when 4 gets voted out. Oh God, we're right back here. Yeah, okay, well this is how inactive Miharu, or Rinka, is, that we literally join her for, what was that? Half a dozen text boxes, and then we're back to our meeting. Miharu hasn't spoke to Rinka ever since Naomi's funeral. She recognizes that she lacks the ability to fill the gaping hole left in Rinka's heart. Of course she wants to spend every possible second with her, if at all possible. Possible? Simply being there with her isn't enough for Miharu, though. Her greatest desire involves Rinka's happiness itself. Yep, we are trying to protect that smile. She truly believes that her actions will protect Rinka in her current state. Again, we're prioritizing getting number 4 out, and a big part of that was, obviously, it brings Naomi back. That's why Scale's proposition was such welcome news. Federico's proposition less so. All 4 likely had their own convictions, but that's fine. It doesn't change the fact that she still considers them targets to eliminate. One day later, Scale makes contact with Maharu. He said he would be spending some time looking into Yu's background, so she started to wonder if he had found something already. It was going a lot faster than anticipated either way. He denied it in the dream world, but he really might be a detective. Of course, it's equally possible that he failed to find anything of note. In that case, figuring out a quick solution is the best way to go. Yo! Oh, okay. I guess we're having a second meeting. Good timing. We were waiting for you. Drinks are on me today, see? Everyone is already drinking by the time Maharu arrives. Yeah, Maharu's just gonna have her milk and syrup, which I still don't know if that's a thing or not. Maharu finds herself questioning why adults find it necessary to drink this much. Hey, humans are weird. She gets that these are the kind of people who need a drink to talk things out properly, though. That's why she opts to accept the offer and order some milk. They only serve espressos here, apparently, and Maharu turns down the offer. She's still hoping that the next time she drinks coffee, it will be Rinka's. Aww. We're in our casual clothes now. Could we try and keep this short, please? I'm not too fond of how long the conversation drags on when you're all drinking. All these alcoholics. You know what? As someone who doesn't drink, I feel the exact same way, Maharu. No mercy from you, huh? Well, not like I gathered everyone just for drinks. I bring some good news to the table, after all. What kind of good news? As I anticipated, plenty of journalists are looking into what that you kid did at your school. Gotta wonder what'll happen to all their work if we eliminate him, though. Will it change to a completely different scoop? Who cares? Get to the point. What'd you manage to find out, anyway? Well, it seems like there's no direct connection between what happened in Amaka and the terrorist organization Null. Oh, is he going to find out the connection to Rinka? Miharu's probably not going to like that too much. Doesn't make them entirely unconnected, though. There's apparently a group that shares the same ideals. They claim to be Null's Japan branch, and they did play a part. You said yesterday that he was affiliated with Null in some manner. How did you find this much out in just one day? It's not that much. Well, you used something like a code name, right? We're the only ones who know this, so it served as a solid bargaining chip. The entire conversation has taken a toll on Miharu's sense of reality already. She's been here 3 minutes. Hearing about things like this make her feel like she's playing a part in some fictional story. Fourth wall break. Their ideals and goals are irrelevant. They're not directly related to you either. What's important is the information about you himself. So that was your idea of foreplay, huh? Might as well get to the main event now. I still don't know much about you, but it seems like a young boy joined the ranks of Null's Japan branch this spring. He's a former mercenary who was born in a war zone. Seems there's an organization in that place that would gather up orphans and raise them as child soldiers. They brought him from there. He's well-versed in all manner of weapons and tears through battlefields with little emotion. Some refer to him as Sagittarius the Swift. Sagittarius the Swift. So is that supposed to be his actual name, Sagittarius? Now that reeks. The kid was probably inducted to a local organization as some kind of payment. Back on topic, though. I guess he's just got some kind of grudge against Japan. So he volunteered himself, or so they say. But get this. Apparently, Null's Japan branch weren't even in the market for any new soldiers. All they did was buy a puppet willing to throw away its life for them. Aha, so the bomb on the train was intended to go off at the time. They just needed someone to carry it. What a waste. If you have a friggin' super soldier, child warrior type person, do you just send them off to die on a... Anybody could have done that. Yeah, well, where'd this information come from then? Sorry, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. Don't want to risk you two chasing down my sources. Yeah, we get it. You're in charge of info and we're in charge of the heavy lifting, right? That makes me question my place here. No need. It's you who got us to act in the first place. There's plenty of merit to your involvement. Scale gives her a quick wink. We do still have 12's card. They want that. And we want 4 eliminated, so we might as well hang out and sip our milk. It only serves to annoy Maharu, prompting her avert her eyes with a huff. If I weren't so lazy, I'd put in a counter for all the grammatical errors this game has, but oh well. He went for Amica, right? Why'd he bother with a place like that? I was going to bring that up next. Seems like the organization didn't order him to go there. It's best to assume he had an accomplice, based on how he infiltrated the school, and the amount of explosives he brought in, but it was his sole choice to do so. Did he have an accomplice? Is that a bad assumption, or are we going to learn about someone else? His infiltration method involved wearing the Amica school uniform to blend in. While he did stand out due to his appearance, no one doubted that he was a girl. It was an act so bold that in turn it seemed perfectly natural. I am so dumb. That never occurred to me. I was trying to think about how maybe his appearance was going to play. It completely slipped my mind that Amica was an all-girls school. Of course he would pass off as a girl and go out of his way to pass off as a girl in order to get into the school. Oh, that literally just occurred to me now. Interesting. Interesting. So he was kind of using his appearance to be able to slip into certain areas and probably have done so in the past to pass off as a boy or a girl, or to pass off as a one or the other in one situation and then hide in plain sight as the other so that he can't be caught. But yeah, okay. That's right. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I was chuckling to myself, oh, look at him. He's wearing the girl's uniform to get into Amica. Well, that's because he had to. It's an all-girls school. All right. All right, cool. Interesting. It was an act so bold that in turn it seemed perfectly natural. Ain't much of an organization when your people run around and do whatever they please. Speaking of which, there was that one case toward the end of last month. They found a suspicious object on the Yamanote line. Is that related in any way? I was curious about that again as well, because I commented the bag was empty. Where's the bomb? We saw that on the news, and it just kind of got glossed over, so I'm glad we're bringing it up. Nice deduction. You should be able to figure out why there's so much info about them available by now. The reason nothing came from that is because there was a traitor in the organization. Someone volunteered to commit terrorist acts, but never followed through. Investigations into them kicked off behind the scenes thanks to that. I'm picturing games of Trouble in Terrorist Town happening in the background. Most of the central members have been arrested as a result, and the organization's taken a massive hit. This news has been kept under wraps to avoid stirring up the public, as well as to prevent possible retaliation. The whole debacle's damaged Noel's reputation. Not much of a surprise, though, yeah? The organization must have reached a breaking point for a traitor to pop up, but who knows who triggered it. Seems like you're getting to the important part of your story, though. Yeah, Odette's getting impatient. She's like, come on, let's go. Alan would have just been like, shut up, tell me the point, shut up, get to the part that I want to hear. And Odette's just going like, keep going, come on, hurry up, I'm getting bored. She's on her third whiskey. Yep, there's more. Seems like there were plans to bomb the Yamamote line before the case I just mentioned. They're going to figure out the cause of death. Said plans got delayed when the person they wanted to carry it out vanished. Maharu can already tell where he's going with this. The nature of the conversation still feels odd, but she finds herself able to follow along well enough. Scale takes another sip of his drink before presenting his conclusion. If things were undone, why was the bag there but not the bomb? Who carried the bag there and then left? Was that kind of when the reset happened? Sort of weird. I think it's likely the person who vanished was you. The plan was to be carried out during the first week of May, just after Golden Week. It's no coincidence that it overlaps with the beginning of Divine Selection. Damn! You dug up a big treasure for us, didn't you? You even went and revealed his cause of death. Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting him to be a suicide bomber. Their exchange doesn't seem to make sense on the surface, but Maharu was able to place the pieces as they talk. Then again, anyone would be able to put two and two together after hearing this much. If he blew himself up, then it only makes sense that what he did got undone as well. There's an ellipses. Are people's books going to start glowing? Nope. I guess the explosion itself is what killed him. Either that or the fire. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep, the book glowed, because... whatever he said. I have no idea what that was. But we know the answer is fire, because we know what Rinka's card says. Yep. Light spews forth from Frederico's card book, followed by Odette's and Maharu's, resulting in a new card for each. It has only been a single day since they began to cooperate, but they have already discovered Yu's cause of death. Technically, Scale did all the work, really. It is a cause for joy, but even more than that, surprise. Maharu was just as surprised as the others, albeit not entirely for the same reason. To be fair, we did supply the name. Well, no, the name wouldn't matter that much. Oh, that's right. Scale uses as a bargaining chip. Okay, so it did matter a little bit. It did help him get this info. All right, all right. It was a bit of a team effort. Still not sure what Odette and Federico were doing here, but whatever. Wednesday, May 2nd. The very day Maharu and Rinka, along with all the other participants, lost their lives. The day fate itself was altered. Rinka had told Maharu the general gist of what she did that day. She never mentioned her direct cause of death, but Maharu made sure to ask Naomi, who was with Rinka that day, about the details a few days later. Ah. Naomi was obviously frightened by Maharu's threatening attitude, but she did talk about her dreams when she and Rinka were caught up in a fire while on the train. Maharu feels nothing but guilt over how she treated Naomi at the time, but it's too late for that now. Regardless, Rinka's death was through suffocation. Maharu learned this after eliminating Sonia and obtaining that card. Yeah, I bet she was confused by that. She had that conversation with Naomi, then got the card and been like, what the hell is this? Suffocation. As much as it pained Maharu to imagine Rinka's death, she used that card together with what Naomi had told her to reach the conclusion that smoke from the fire caused Rinka to suffocate. However, part of her conjecture was incorrect, she now realizes. It was no accident. Rinka was a victim of Yu's terrorist attack. Still doesn't know she was choked, though. What's up, Maharu? You look off... Oh, no, oh, sorry, that's not my voice. What's up, Maharu? You look awfully pale. Sorry, I use the Yamanode line frequently, so it's hard to shake the image of people dying on it. Maharu does all she can to maintain composure, but her expression shows hints of anger. That's a good cover, though. That's a good lie. Yu took not only Naomi's life, but Rinka's as well. She can't forgive him for that. I get what you mean. Lord knows what drove him to it, but the fact of the matter is that he's pure evil. We can't let someone like him run amok. Hell, now I'm glad you had us prioritize him. I'd have all three of his cards already if the other two had disappeared. Oh, you had his regret. Did you have? What was it? Oh, how did you figure out his regret was his mom's home cooking? Wait a minute, who had his regret? Oh, it was Scale. Did Scale? Who started with his regret? I think Scale mentioned that he started with it. Okay, that might have been the case. Well, the main issue now is his regret. We wouldn't have figured out his cause of death as quick as you, but it was only a matter of time before we did. I don't have any leads on that, I'm afraid. Then we've got two approaches. One, find someone who knows him and have them spill it. As for two, Federico, is it time to tell? Is it back to being a little bitch? We go and get it straight from the horse's mouth. Odette grins from ear to ear before downing the remainder of her drink. Oh, you think you can beat it out of him? I'd like to see you try, and I mean that sincerely. I actually do genuinely want to see you try. Let's see that. Actually, you can't fight each other. You're... Oh, I was wondering, what building is this? It's we haven't seen the outside of Lion House for a while. Now, if they did get in a fight, nobody would get hurt. Even when Alan and Odette fought, it was just kind of, you know, whatever. Maharu takes a bit of a detour and heads over to Lion House. I wonder what Rinka's doing. Maharu cannot muster the courage to set foot inside. She doesn't want to accept the fact that her presence alone will do nothing for Rinka. Instead, she recalls events from the bar as she gazes through a window. Scale's ability to gather information took her by surprise. All she did was reveal Yu's name, and with just that, he quickly discovered his cause of death. And just as they were at a loss in regards to his regret, Odette showed them the way. Has she? We don't have it yet. She seemed excited about the prospect of resorting to violence, too. Yeah, hell yeah, she does. Odette, we need something. Cool, show me who to beat up. Maharu is well aware of how capable she is, but today she learned it means nothing when compared to their connections and experience, not to mention Odette's extraordinary physique and spirit. Her presence acts as an insurmountable wall. I'm going to get these headphones off my ears here. The loud music is making me talk louder to hear myself over it, and I have a feeling that's not helping the volume situation. Alright. I've just got my eye on that mixer, and it just keeps climbing. I'm like, why? I'm not talking that loud. Maybe I am. Alright. The prospect of her own elimination doesn't frighten Maharu, though. What frightens her is both Rinka's reaction to it happening, as well as the idea of Rinka herself being eliminated. My existence alone isn't enough to give Rinka hope. Her willingness to give in, coupled with a complete lack of faith in herself. This is the side of Maharu that she never wants anyone to see. Even so, she made a promise to herself long ago. So long as Rinka believes she's strong-hearted, she'll do everything she can to live up to those expectations, no matter the cost. Yeah, we had a little conversation with Rinka about who was stronger several episodes ago. Fortunately, Maharu knows that both Scale and Odette are overestimating her. Perhaps it's due to the bluff she's been maintaining for years, but all she has to do is keep pretending until the lie eventually becomes the truth. She hates herself for being a liar, but she also appreciates her ability to lie for the sake of a single goal. Indeed, she does it all for one person. All for Rinka. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video too. I was talking about how we're getting into the serious time. Part of the serious times mean choices start to matter. We haven't had a choice in a long time. We didn't have a choice last video. I don't think we had a choice the video before that. I wonder if we'll have a choice this video and how important it'll be. The rainy season continues. I missed the date. Just as I continue to remain a shell of my former self. We're back with Rinka for another 5 minutes. I've only been eating the bare minimum I need to survive. I haven't weighed myself. I've probably lost a couple of pounds. I'm so sorry, Naomi. I've been having the same nightmare lately. It starts with the day I met Naomi and ends the moment she died. Night after night, I'm forced to watch her die. I guess it's an appropriate punishment for me, though. You can help with the regret. Talk to Maharu. It's my fault that she died, after all. Not really. Again, she's been beating herself up over the fact that Naomi got involved, but really she didn't get killed just because she got involved. She got killed because you kept seeing her and was able to surmise that she was important to Rinka. That's really all that was necessary. Naomi only got involved when dealing with Keiko. That was weeks ago. This is the only way I can repent. Nope, there's another way, just like Psy'Min Sezz. The only thing I've done since then is wallow in my own regret. Wallow, wallow, wallow. We should never have met in the first place. This is resonating a lot with me for the clients that come to see me for just irrational, ruminating thoughts that pretty much do exactly what they're doing to Rinka. Kind of ruin her life. I can't help but think that. My thought process is nothing but an endless loop about this. Yeah, you need to not be doing that. You need to make an appointment. I hear my phone ring. I reach over to pick it up. As I do so, I notice the date. Thursday. It is Thursday. 5 days have already passed since Naomi died. I have a huge number of missed calls and messages. I was about to say, most are probably from Mao or Maharu. Most are from Mao. We're still off from school, so I wish she'd leave me alone. I don't have it in me to answer any calls or look at the messages she sent. I'm practically the one who killed Naomi. Oh, no you're not. She wouldn't have died if I hadn't gotten her involved. What gives me the right to speak to Mao? The responsibility I feel over all this is crushing me more and more each and every day. Oh, it's from Gran. Oh, she might talk to Gran. There is one missed call from my Gran. She left a voicemail. Come see me if things get tough. Are we going to go on a trip? Are we going to have to talk to Gran and find some motivation and get some perspective? It's a simple message, but it is one that instills in me a sense of relief. Throwing everything by the wayside and spending time with her until my eventual elimination doesn't sound too bad. Oh, we're just giving up completely. I'm going on vacation until I get booted. Although, yeah, again, we're good for all of 5 minutes. Back to Maharu. Back to someone who's actually doing something. Although Maharu is cooperating with Scale and the others, still a dumb name, she still makes sure to go about her daily life as usual. School being closed has served as a good opportunity for her to take on more shifts at work. They did warn all students to avoid going outdoors as much as possible, but she doesn't care. Hearing the jingle at the door, Maharu directs her attention toward the entrance. Who's it going to be? It could be any of the three from the Alliance. It could be Odette just because she's Odette. It could be Scale because he wants to talk, or it could be Federico being a creep. Please don't be Federico. Don't be Federico. Don't be Federico. Don't be Federico. Addressing the people who just walked in the doors. Master is something she would much rather not do. Oh, is it the whole troop? Thank you for your patronage. Do be mindful of the weather on your way home. Oh, she's just telling them to F off. Federico, go. No, you are not allowed here, sir. You do not get to have Maharu call you master. Did Odette come along? She wouldn't care about going to a maid cafe. She'd just be like, the F is this? Where's the whiskey? Hold up. You can't treat customers like that. Is it Scale or Odette? It's Scale, okay. The boys' club has arrived. Fantastic. And now, Federico, this is Maid Cafe, so it's only natural that we respond in kind. Scale clears his throat before continuing. This should be good. I've returned home! Goodbye. Please take care on your way home. She's telling us to scram! Hey, Federico's quicker on the uptake than I thought. The tsundere archetype is just as entertaining as I'd heard. Is it a tsundere archetype or is she just done with you? Quit running your mouth, would you? The hell's up with this place anyway? Let me find you a table so you can stop being a nuisance. Why are they here? Are they just here to troll her? If they had information, they'd meet at the bar. It's common for foreigners to visit a maid cafe in Akihabara, so the two of them don't stand out much. Maharu makes sure they can hear her muttering as she directs them to their table. Is she playing a part, or is she just, okay, I'm a tsundere for you two? Jeez, what'd I do to deserve this? Maharu ends up being left in charge of them due to the language barrier. I'm not sure what you two are thinking, but this place isn't for the likes of you. We only welcome masters who are sad, disgruntled excuses for people that somehow have ridiculous expectations of girls they've never once interacted with in their lives. Damn! Okay, be honest, how many of you did Maharu just call out? Daru looks up from his laptop. Nani? Is this her part? Again, is she play acting her part here, or is she just okay, this is the part I'm playing for you two, because seriously, F you. Oh God, don't order the special pancake. What are your thoughts on the special pancake, Federico? You're paying, so get whatever. Boy, do I ever feel uncomfortable here, though. Boy, you're going to feel 10 times as uncomfortable in a minute if that pancake gets ordered. Let it be known that I'll hold a grudge against you for my entire life if you purchase anything on here, Scale. Again, I'm not sure if she's playing a bit or if she's being completely sincere. Or if she's sincerely grateful that she gets to play this bit. Oh, they've got a booze menu as well. You fine with beer? Oh, that was her. This can't be happening. I'm pretty sure they're just here to troll her. Scale we can tolerate, but Federico being served by Maharu in a maid cafe, no, that needs to end. A full hour later, Maharu sees them off, her face bright red with embarrassment all the while, of course. Scale showed her absolutely no mercy, even making her cast a tasty spell on his food. Oh my god. Look, that's the job you took. You can't blame him for just ordering what he orders. The last person to order it was Sophia, but that hardly compared it to the sheer humiliation she felt this time around. Well, at least Rinka didn't see it this time. Scale knew what maid cafes were all about, but the bigger issue was Federico. The grin on his face as she struck that pose made her want to choke the life out of him right then and there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Federico getting voted out. He's going to yell and scream and just go down miserably, and it's going to be gorgeous and wonderful. The fun and games only lasted till they got their bill, though. Oh yeah, did you not check the price of that pancake? That tasty spell. Well, you know what's real tasty? How much yen you got to dish out for it. After that was sorted out, Scale quietly told her to come to the usual place. He could have just phoned or texted her, but instead he chose to come all the way here, and with Federico to boot. She couldn't help but feel there was a connection between this and both of their secrets. Maybe. We've had some very, very subtle hints as to what Scale's regret is. Federico, we had a slight touching on it when he was unconscious after his fight with you, but not really any hint as to what it was. We just know they exist. That's 3 days in a row I've come here now. Someone's going to catch on to me eventually, you know. Catch on to you for what and why. Federico and Scale are already there by the time Maharu arrives. What, Odette's up to stuff? She's not there because she was fighting you and is now licking her wounds? As expected, Odette is nowhere to be seen. Is that expected? Your sources may be handy, but your actions today were wholly inappropriate, Scale. She's just very politely just chewing everyone out. It's like, how dare you? I'll be back tomorrow for more pancakes. She may have a smile on her face, but there's nothing but hostility toward him underneath. Yeah, super tsundere. Sorry. No, not even tsundere. Dere implies that turns sweet, right? Not tsundere, just, I don't know. I don't know the names of all the tropes, forgive me. Sorry, I just wanted to experience some Japanese culture while I was here. It'd be a waste otherwise. I made sure to check out all the other waitresses, but you are the cream of the crop for sure. Trust me on that one. Still hitting on Maharu. Can I go home? I'd rather not put up with this regardless of whatever bomb you're about to drop. Maharu makes it clear that she has no time for jokes. She refuses to order anything today. She doesn't even sit down before continuing. Tagging along with Scale was your one ticket to get away from Odette, I take it? She certainly has you on a short leash. Ah, there we go. Let's dig into Federico if he's going to be a dick. You looking for a fight? Looking for someone he can actually take on? Calm down, both of you. Judging by your attitude, Maharu, I assume you've realized why I called you over here. Maharu freezes for an instant. She takes a moment to reflect on it. Yeah, she wasn't even thinking about that. She was just in mean girl mode. After all, she must remain one step ahead of her own expectations. Maharu's pupils widen as she reaches a conclusion. Oh, interesting. So this is when the betrayal happens. I didn't expect that to happen as soon, but it does make sense considering Scale's values. Oh, she's not going to like that at all. I can't remember if I speculated this at the beginning of the video. I wondered if Yu was actually going to play a bigger role than I thought, because I just expected him to get voted out immediately after blowing up Naomi, and that would be the end of it. But then his cards got destroyed. Rinka's in a funk. We're trying really hard to find the regret, but now we're shifting focus to Odette. Are we going to get rid of Odette and then Alan Scorpion and possibly you are actually going to be the bigger problems? Maybe not even Federico because he's just such a punk? The elimination of Odette Malencon. That's why you really brought me into this alliance, isn't it? Did we have one of her cards? I don't remember. That keen mind of yours makes me glad I did so. Hang on a second. I gotta take a look here. Well, we have her name, whatever. That's it. We have... I thought we had more than Nine's name. I wish this would update a little more reliably. Because we mentioned that we had Nine's regret, and then later on we mentioned we had his cause of death, which I feel like one of those was a typo, but regardless, we have more than just his name. Huh. Okay. So maybe we also have one of Odette's cards in the game. It's just not telling me because it's being a douche. That keen mind of yours makes me glad I did so. You know how dangerous she is. Like I said before, people let their guard down most when they're focused on something. The more focused you are on it, the less aware you are of your surroundings. Hey, that's how hypnosis works. I like this guy. You're the only one here capable of taking advantage of that. There's no way she'd ever let it happen around me and Scale. Isn't it a bit early for you to reveal your master plan? Nope, this is the perfect timing, in fact. You're probably thinking that you can't match her, right? I doubt anybody would deny both her strength and wisdom. But that's precisely why it's dangerous to resign yourself to her. She's undoubtedly wicked at heart, but there's something about her that makes you forget. We figured it's best to tell you before she gets in your head. Think about it for a second. Divine selection, but without either her or Alan. Sounds way simpler, right? You're overestimating me far too much if you think I'm capable of gathering any information on her. Well, us two already have a good idea of her cause of death. Give us another few days and we'll be able to get a card out of it. Although we'll have to figure a way to do it without her knowing. All you need to do is find out her regret. If you feel bad about doing so, then don't force it. Just remember that we're doing this because she's evil. That makes our actions just. Alright, Bobby Fulbright. There's no hesitation in Scale's voice. Miharu casts her gaze down, presenting herself as deep in thought. As she does so, laughter begins to leak out of her mouth. Good lord. Why are you laughing? Are you going yandere now? Our actions are just, you say? Sorry to break it to you, but we're just as evil as she is. Every last one of us. Is this something that needs spilling? It's all the same to me, though. I'll embrace that fact because my end goal will never change. Oh, listen to that laugh. No, she did the laugh first. Part of her laughter comes from the massive collapse of tension. The wall she thought to be insurmountable has already begun to show cracks. Just as they've already got an idea of her cause of death, Miharu has come across clues regarding her regret. Okay, by her they mean Odette. For a minute there I thought she was talking about herself. Turning those clues into a card shouldn't prove too difficult with Scale's help. What's most hilarious, however, is that Scale, who was willing to betray Odette immediately after forming an alliance, has no idea that Miharu possesses his cause of death card. Okay, so she does have his cause of death as well. I thought so. Situations like this don't happen on a daily basis, and that is why Miharu finds herself laughing hysterically. Her sudden change in attitude seems to perplex Federico. That's because you're dumb. You lose a few screws or something? Is this that yandere thing? How rude. Surely I'm allowed to laugh when I find something funny. Anyway, I fully intend on playing my part in this alliance, of course only under the condition that you remains our first and foremost priority. I figured you'd say that. No objections here, of course. It's all for a just cause. It's all for the name of justice. I saw it in an Ace Attorney game once. He extends his right hand, with his ID, hoping for Miharu to shake it. Miharu does not respond in kind, however. Instead, she turns her back to him. The dim lighting in the bar shimmers off her long, sleek hair. I'm sure this goes without saying, but try not to mess things up for us. It'd be pathetic if this entire plan backfired on you. Jeez, Miharu, get mouthy. Again, I'm kind of wondering who's going to end up being the major players at the end, because we are seeing some personality shifts. Miharu isn't just the, I'm just going to die for you, that she was at the beginning of the game. Again, finding out her cause of death fleshed her out a lot more, and now, of course, in addition to being ballsy enough to vote out Sonia, now she's standing toe-to-toe with these guys and making comments like this, laughing in their faces. No need to worry. I've been waiting for the opportunity ever since I teamed up with her. All I gotta do is go through with it now, whether or not she catches on. Miharu exits the bar by the time Federico finishes his exclamation. See, now part of me is thinking that, yes, it'll be surprising if Odette gets booted out. But again, we're talking about Odette, and she isn't stupid. She's probably, whatever she's doing right now, I'll bet she's assuming that they're talking about backstabbing her. And per her comments last video, she's probably spending some of this time capitalizing on maybe on things she's learned or observed to figure out some cards of her own. And we're going to go into the elimination thinking we're getting rid of her, but she's going to turn around and be like, hey, guess who's got your 3 cards, bastard? I wouldn't underestimate Odette. Maharu finds herself staring into Lionhouse from outside once again. The nighttime summer breeze caresses her. Rinka probably doesn't even hear her anymore. She's off to visit her gran, or she's leaving soon. The line between good and evil doesn't matter for us. All that matters is I pull through, for your sake. That said, she makes her way back home. What's up to, Rinka? Friday already. And we have not left this room. Well, okay, we did go to the funeral. I mutter to myself. I never accepted my grand's offer in the end. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Not because I figure I'll be fine on my own. I just lack the motivation and energy to pack and travel the distance required. I probably would have gone if someone packed for me and she came to pick me up. I might just be a shell of a human at this point. And then the front buzzer rings. I ignore it. It rings again. I ignore it again. But it doesn't stop ringing. You're going to get a headache if you don't answer it. So is my viewers, so hurry up. It annoys me to the point where I actually go and answer it. Obviously it's Maharu. Or is it someone else? No, never mind, it's Mao. That was my second guess. The sheer volume of the voice from beyond the speaker causes my body to jolt backwards. That, in turn, causes me to miss the ideal opportunity to cut them short. The person on the other end takes that as their chance. Do it! Open up, Rinny! I'm not sure why Mao's here, but I'm not in the mood to see her. But at the same time, I just don't have it in me to ignore her. Again, I was curious if Mao was going to play a bigger part. Is she going to come in and be able to tell us something, or is she just going to encourage us and be a friend? Let's see what happens here. We don't see Mao in too many situations where she isn't just laughing it up. I guess a part of me figures she's here to cheer me up. I mean, safe bet. Come on. Hey, there's a new outfit. We haven't seen that, I don't think. I don't think we've ever seen Mao in casual clothes, actually. The few times we've seen her, she's always been in her school uniform. Been a while, Rinny. You sure aren't dressed to impress, huh? Is her hair... Show me Rinka's hair all messed up. Mao gives her honest opinion on my current state. I know she's right, too. My hair's a mess and I'm wearing pajamas. Show it, show it. I've at least been taking baths and brushing my teeth, so I shouldn't look like complete filth. Somehow it feels way longer than the 4 days since we last saw each other. I don't think we've ever been apart for this long before. It's been a while since I was at Lion's house, too. I think the last time was just before Golden Week when I came with, that person I shouldn't be talking about. Oh, did you watch that show yesterday? Honestly, I wasn't expecting those two to kiss. Ha 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 ha. You just look normal. There's no need to beat around the bush. I know you're hurting as much as I am. More importantly, why are you even here? I can't get any secrets around you, can I? Ain't it obvious? I just want to see you. I got worried because you kept ignoring my calls and stuff. I felt like I was about to lose you too. Mal, let me get you some coffee. Are you fine with cafe au latte? I can't remember what she likes. I think I'll go with some proper coffee today. Yeah, make sure there's plenty of milk and sugar. Make sure there's just a little bit of coffee in my milk and sugar, please. I tie my hair before heading into the kitchen. Mao's thoughts and feelings about coming here are clear just from the look on her face. I may not have the energy or motivation, but that's irrelevant when I'm in the kitchen. You're a pro the moment you enter the kitchen. My grand's words have stuck with me even now. Yeah, it's like a trigger. It's like when I get on stage, you just kind of go into the mode. Now that I think about it, I haven't made coffee for a few days. It's not that long, really, but I don't think I've ever gone this amount of time without brewing anything. Speaking of coffee, I could use a break. Ooh, that's still very hot. I doubt I've gotten any worse. No matter what condition I'm in, my body remembers what to do. Here you go. Ooh, smells nice. I see you've re-engaged messy mode by untightening your hair again. Mao may seem to be acting normally, but I can tell she's only about half as lively as she usually is. Bitter. One tiny sip is all it takes for her to grimace from the taste. She wastes no time in dumping 4 more sugars and extra milk into the cup. She dumped sugar in before she sipped it and it was still bitter? Not a moment of hesitation at all. Well, that's fine by me. I'm not particularly fussy about how people prefer their coffee. If I took as much time as Rinka takes making coffee and people didn't drink it black, I'd almost be offended. Lionhouse is meant to be a second home to its customers. Why do something here that you don't like doing at home? It sure is pouring outside, huh? Both of us quietly count raindrops as we drink our coffee. Time passes by slowly, as though in contrast to the tempo of the rain. The droplets clinging to tree leaves accentuate their beautiful green color. It's kind of funny how the rain will stop every now and then, but I can't stop crying over what happened. Aww. Did her eyes tear? I can't tell if the graphic changed. Her voice is almost hushed enough to be drowned out by the rain. She is right, though. I've spent every day in tears. And there seems to be no end to them. Is there a reason you're blaming yourself for what happened? Ah, see, Mao's not dumb. She knows. Huh? How did you... Rinka wants to ask how Mao knows. After all, the only other person she talked to about you is Maharu. Regardless, she offers a simple explanation of the facts. Mao shouldn't know anything about divine selection, let alone the fact that Naomi got caught up in it. I know you just as well as you know me. You might have been there when it happened, but that doesn't mean it's your fault. There's no reason to blame yourself for not being able to save her. Is Mao going to give Rinka the pep talk I was giving 20 minutes ago, and that's what's going to snap her out of her funk? It's not your fault, Rinka. It's not your fault. The only person at fault is the culprit. You don't need to beat yourself up. The grief you feel over losing her is enough. It wouldn't have happened if I hadn't taught her how to brew coffee. It's my fault for making her go through with her class's plan for the culture festival. That's weak, but she's trying to say what she needs to say without saying what she can't say. If I hadn't spoken to her that day in the library, she might still be alive if she never met me. This is what I've been telling myself over and over again. Doing so has become part of my daily routine. See, that's that negative self-hypnosis. You gotta stop doing that. Don't say that, Rennie. Not after all the time we spent together. Me, you, Miharun, and Aaron. Whether we were chatting here or going to a theme park, I honestly had so much fun when we were together. You're just smearing the memories we made together by saying that. I don't want that. Not when I treasure them so much. I just wish we could have spent more time together. We even made plans to go somewhere after the culture festival. That's why you should let yourself grieve instead of blaming yourself. Don't be upset that you couldn't save her. Be upset that you can't spend more time with her. My memories with Naomi. Those memories aren't just mine. Like Mao said, those are memories we all treasure. As I said earlier, a part of me felt like I was about to lose you, too. I couldn't handle that. I don't want to see you fall deeper into this hole you've dug for yourself. It's not something you can get over easily. I know that because I'm in the same hole. But even then, we gotta climb out. We still got our lives ahead of us. Well, you do. Ours, get back to me in a couple of weeks. We're still alive. We still have our futures ahead of us. I still have the potential to achieve something despite all that's happened. No one knows what the future holds in store for us. I really hope it's not going to end up being a revelation to her that she can still save Naomi. That's got to be something that's... at least she realizes, like, come on. I won't tell you to cheer up, but at the very least, I want you to realize you don't need to go through this alone. We can move forward together, even if we cry along the way. Mao, sorry. I can't hold it in anymore. I guess she's gonna start crying again. Neither of us can. We both cry our hearts out. Mao's crying face is all I see for a good while. Just because we're together doesn't make me any less sad. We can't share our pain. Well, you kinda are. What happens pains each of us equally. Still, at the very least, we can weep over what we've lost together. Okay, come on. Feel better after Mao's come to say hi. Night has fallen by the time we settle back down. Do you always leave the lights on in your entire place when you're just on one floor or the other? God, your electric bill must be insane. Surprisingly enough, it's also stopped raining. That's pretty rare this time of season. Well, it has to stop eventually. Oh yeah, did you know that school's back in session next week? Oh, really? Check your messages. There's probably one from the school in there somewhere. Anyway, no skipping class once next week rolls around. Agreed? I know. I'll see you next week. Yep, catch you later. I head back to my room after seeing Mao off. I think 4 is probably going to get the boot this week because all we have to do is figure out his regret. And I'm feeling like that's probably happened with our little troop doing their thing. We figured out the cause of death. We got the name. It's a small order at this point. I'm also curious. I keep saying that Rink is the one that's going to vote him out. But after we got a vision of ourselves dying from Mr. Effeminate Dude, it seems less likely because I thought that revelation was going to come from us eliminating him, and now that is no longer necessary. So is she not going to do that? Are we going to find out, use cards from Miharu and then maybe do the voting because we actually do... Oh no, we don't have his regret. We just have his cause of death now. The regret is the one we're also missing. Huh. Next election is very up in the air. Could be 4. Could be Odette. I head back to my room after seeing Mao off. Still Friday? Wanting to test something, I flip open my card book. Here we go. Finally, getting back to life here. Getting back to doing things. See, when she closed Lionhouse indefinitely, I almost thought that was because, you know, she was, again, it was fine to finally take this seriously. It's like, okay, no more school, no more work. Let's do this, game face. But no, she just spent the last week crying. It's like, come on, let's get to something. Wanting to test something, I flip open my card book. Figures. I can't believe I was stupid enough to let this slip past me. What is it? Did another card disappear or maybe change? Oh! Light spews forth from it, which eventually takes the form of a new card? Did she just suss out Yu's regret just because she knows him so well? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. The contents are simple. My regret. What is it? It is none other than my regular life. Oh, what a sweet picture. Who looks at this girl and thinks she looks intimidating? Come on. It may seem trite, but it represents what the future holds for me. Her regret is her regular life? I need the context for that. Just the loss of it? Losing her regular life? Just the people in it? I always figured I had no regret to speak of, but even then I wanted to live. It takes me a while, but I finally figure out the answer that lays behind the contradiction. The lack of an answer in regards to my regret is, in itself, the answer I've been seeking. I just want to spend more time with everyone. Aw, look at this. I want to be someone who is cherished by everyone, like my gran. I want to fall in love, just like the characters in the shoujo magazine I read. Maharu's ears perk up. I want to watch a movie that really tugs at my heartstrings. I want to play cool video games. I want to get better at making coffee. I want to make food worth serving here. I want to go to college. I want to grow old enough to drink. That's funny after the scenes with Maharu. You want some milk? Then I'll have some of Odette's whiskey. So many desires, so many wishes, so many possibilities. Life's a beautiful thing, guys. There's still so much I want to do, the things I haven't even realized yet. My regret is tied to the idea of what awaits me in life, who I'll become, what I'll achieve, all of that. Thinking and worrying about that while marching forward is, to me, an integral part of my daily life. And that's not something I'll abandon so easily. Well, you kind of abandoned it for a week, so let's get back to it. Maybe that's why, you know, that kind of excuses some of the things she's been doing, because I've been giving Rinka crap for not taking the game seriously, for going to school, for working in the coffee shop, but I guess that ties into her regret as well. Those are the things that she misses. Those are the things that she wants. And it's like, all right, well, you know what? More power to you. I press the new card against my chest as I think that. Aw. I never expected Mao, of all people, to be the one to console me. I can't even stifle my laughter. It's the first time in a while I've been able to laugh. My actions from here on out are tied to my future. I'm the only one with the ability to achieve the limitless potential that awaits me. Who else could do that besides me? There's just one thing, though. Yeah, fuck you. Not fuck you, fuck you. One thing I have to achieve immediately. There we go. There's my girl. You need to have a chat with Maharu. I'm gonna bring Naomi back. I throw my fist up toward the ceiling. Technically, we kind of still have a head start over the group, because we always knew his name. In fact, we're the ones Maharu got it from. We've always had his cause of death. We just need his regret, and we're in a better position to figure that out than the other guys are. I throw my fist up toward the ceiling. Yeah! Mao said it's fine for me to grieve. But I don't have that luxury. Nor do I have the luxury to sit around and blame myself. You've got 2 days to figure out Yu's regret. You can do it. I'm currently balancing on the boundary of fate itself. Now is the time to face forward and act. I need to eliminate Yu. I need to eliminate Yu. Not because of what he said. This is entirely of my own will. Oh yeah, I was going to say, no, what he did is much worse than what he said. No. What she means is what he told her as far as after he killed Naomi. It's like, no, this is our call. I'm going to take my life back with my own hands. Wait for me, Naomi. Is my life worth casting aside the lives of others for? I still don't know that answer. But I know that I'm the one who will shape my own future. Well then. Friday. Electing you is a must. Do I want to end on that? There can't be much more to this if it's Friday night if we're going into the next day. But you know what? I think that's a good note to end off on. We got our girl back. She's found her motivation again. She's found her heart. She knows her regret. She's getting her answers. That was nice. That was a nice little episode after the downer of last episode and the first half of this episode. Alright. So hopefully you guys can all go grab some tissues and wipe your eyes and get ready for the next episode, and we'll see what happens next. We've gone from not being able to have the guts to elect you to electing you is a must. All we need to do is suss out his regret, and we get our girl Naomi back too. So look forward to that, and we'll see what the other group is doing. If Maharu finds out that we can elect you, maybe they'll shift their attention back to Odette and or Alan. And we could end up with a double elimination. We could end up with Odette or Alan turning the tables and voting someone else out. Because again, we're acting like we're going to get one over on those guys. But as I said before, you got to get up pretty early in the morning to pull the wool over their eyes to get one over on them. There's no way they've not been busy. So, yeah, what's going to happen next election? Obviously, we're going to vote out you now. But, well, again, there's a chance that either someone else does or maybe they challenge us on it for the right to do it. We'll see. But, you know what? Like I said, I feel like that's a good note to end off on. Thank you for watching. Make sure you are watching the channel and the playlist for the new episodes coming up. Let's see what happens next time. I keep alerting stuff on Twitter and Twitch, all that good stuff. You know to follow, you know to subscribe, you know all that good stuff. Just go ahead and do it. It helps me out. I'll see you next time.